What's up, everybody? Welcome to the conversation. You already know who it is. And I like to say, if you don't, it's your favorite Kingdom influencer, J.R. Reynolds of Eagle Vision Productions. Y'all already know I'm super excited about today's show. Thank y'all so much for joining us on the conversation. So look, the conversation is simply a platform where we give entertainers, entrepreneurs, and anybody doing anything positive in the community. We want to hear your story. We want to interview you, and we want to put a spotlight on your product. Why not have, if you have a product, why do we not want to get it into the homes of people? So that's what we do here. And today will not be any different, y'all. So I'm super excited about today's show. I welcome y'all and I thank you all so much for joining us. So, we have to give a shout out to our sponsor, Miss Tanya McClurkin, the Dope Life Coach. Her hashtag is No Moms Left Behind. Let your dreams take flight. Also, we have Prophetess Shalonda. Prophetess Shalonda, she has her book, No, I Am Not Okay. Excuse Me While I Unmask. Y'all know she is no stranger to the conversation. Y'all, we got so much great stuff going on. So like I said, what we do here on the conversation is we give a platform. So what we're doing for the month of July, if you're a business owner, if you're an author, if you're a singer, whatever it is that you're doing, if you're a pastor, whatever it is that you're doing and you want a spotlight shown on it, if you have a professional professional flyer, and then you follow the instructions, we want to promote your business. We want to promote you. So make sure that you DM me and I can send you all the information to get your shout out. Y'all, we've so far had some great people so far. I know we had a baker that showed off their baked goods. I'm like, okay. We also had a life coach. So I'm super excited about that. And then the last person was the author. Yeah, we had an author. Matter of fact, it's the author for tonight's show, Mr. Kourtney K.G. Goff. So I'm super excited to talk to him about his book. Y'all, it's going to be an awesome show. On Monday, we had Miss Danielle. Who is actually my public relations person. So y'all, we're just doing some great things. And on yesterday, we had a Kingdom influencer, Mr. Ashton Reynolds. And today, we have Mr. KG Goff, and he's going to jump on with us in a minute. He's having some technical difficulties, but it's all good. It's all good in the hood. Again, I am J.R. Reynolds, your favorite Kingdom influencer. If you're there, I see we got some numbers on tonight. Let me know where you're calling from. How was your day? Not calling from, but let me know where you all are tuned in at. Show me some love while we wait on Mr. Kourtney. Come on, talk to me. Are there any business owners out there? We want to promote you, y'all. So serious. We want to promote and show everything that you're doing. We see Mr. Kevin Allen. Thank you so much for joining us. We are waiting on our guest. I believe he just got on. The devil is defeated. Y'all already know how we roll. We ain't worried. At all. What's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing, JR?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Before we move on, we want to say hello to Miss Natalie Davis. She says she's at work. Queenie Productions. Thank you so much. Miss Lakia, Keela, thank you so much. Miss Johnson, thank you so much. But we want to get into it, man. Thank you so much for joining me. You doing good?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you having me on.
Wow, no problem. Let's get into it. So, tell us just, Matt, I'm tripping. You already family, but look, to make you officially family, it's something that we do here called the Eagle Vision Picture Game. Okay. So what that is just simply, I went down your Instagram timeline and I just picked a few pictures and I just want you to tell us what these pictures mean to you. Okay.
All right. Talk to me.
All right. First picture.
All right, so that's I was really excited because that was like my first episode of doing my first podcast episode. So I was really excited about just putting that out there and sharing that energy with the world, because that was something new, a new journey that I'm on with podcasting. And I'm 5 episodes in, so if you haven't had the opportunity, definitely check it out. It's an interesting topics that we talk about every week.
Wow, that's dope. We're gonna talk about your podcast a little later as well. Okay.
All right. Oh yeah, that's my queen. That's my queen right there.
Come
Yeah, that's
on.
me and my we got married and a little bit over 2 years now. And yeah, just celebrating my queen. Just happy to be with her. Happy that God brought us together.
Wow, that's what's up. That's what's up. Last one, last one.
Yeah, this is actually when my book first dropped. So when my book first launched, I was just excited about it. I got the first author copy in the mail, and just having that physical copy in my hand was like, wow, like it really hit me. Like, wow, I really have a book. Like that's when it hit me, and I just was excited. My first thing was like, I just want to take a photo with it just to capture that moment.
Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome. That's awesome. So let's go into it, Mr. Kourtney. Tell us just a little bit about who you are. Not the author and not the podcast host, but just tell us a little bit about who you are. And we got some people showing you love as well.
Yeah. So for me, I'm a husband. I'm a husband, a father, a son, a brother, and a friend. My main thing, like that, if anybody that knows me, I'm just a loving person. Every time I interact with people, I just want to bring the best out of them, and I want to encourage them because I realize at a young age that that's the gift that God has given me to just encourage people. So on any of my social media platforms, or even if you interact with me at the store, or if you're serving us at a restaurant, my wife always tells me I just try to hold too many conversations, but I know and I understand just that every conversation that we have, we're on assignment. You know, somebody might be having a bad day, but you going through and saying, "Hey, how your day going? You know, what's going on? Oh, you're in school, you're in college, what are you studying?" Like that's just the type of person I am. Very extroverted, love to just have conversations and encourage people. So that's me, like I said. But then also too, I'm born and raised from Rochester, New York. So by my lovely parents, been married over 30 plus years, and I have two older brothers. So I'm the youngest. Kind of goes back to the title, little brother. But and as well as that, another background about me to let everybody know that I love sports. I'm a huge sport guy. I went to college to play Division I basketball. Got my degree there in business management, and then I also furthered my education and getting my MBA as well. So that's kind of me. I'm all about learning new things, encouraging people, and just sharing the word of God with people as well.
Man, that is so good. That is so good. So we're here to talk about you, but of course we're here to talk about your book, Little Brother. So can I ask you, how did you get your start in writing? Did you always want to write?
Man, honestly, it came out of nowhere. Like I would say, probably in the last, probably a little bit over a year. We were in church. Me and my wife were in church, and when the pastor was preaching on the premise of Habakkuk 2:2 about, if you write it down, make it clear, so when the next person see it, they'll know exactly where you were. And so, as soon as he got done saying that, his next phrase was, "Yeah, God's been telling you to write that book, and you haven't started writing it." And mind you, before that happened, I had already been telling my wife, like, I feel like God's telling me to write a book. And I was just kind of like, nah, he's not talking to me. I just kept kind of shrugging it off, pushing it to the side, like, oh, okay, I'll get to it. Because I've never been a person, I wasn't really an avid reader at that point in my life 8 months ago. But then I started reading books. I started reading books that were like things that I felt like I had opportunities in my life where I'm like, okay, let me read about this so I can get better, so I can get some more knowledge. And when we were in church that day, he said that about writing a book. So I tapped my wife's leg. I'm like, he talking to me. Like, he don't know he's talking to me, but he's talking directly to me. And so his thing after he said that was, when God gives you something, write it down and don't let it leave your thoughts. So from that point going forward, I literally left church. It was probably like a week or maybe 2 weeks later. I'm driving to work. I'm at a red light, and God's like, little brother. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, and so I just kept saying that to myself. So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna be obedient because I said I'm gonna do what God told me to do. So I said, every time he tells me something, I'm gonna write it down. So I literally took out a pen, piece of paper, and I wrote down little brother. And I was like, God, I don't know what you want me to do with this, but I'm just gonna trust you. I'm gonna do what you want me to do. And the rest is history. Like literally from that point moving forward for like the next 6 months, he just continued to give me title after title. From every title that you see in the book from 1 through 17 is the order that he gave it to me. And I just took it from there. Like he gave me a title from purpose all the way to realization. I just said to myself, like, okay, what do you want me to write about this? And I would go in my room and pray about it before I would start a chapter. And like in the beginning, it was rough because I would only write like 3 to 5 sentences, and I would be like, like I can't figure this out. because I'm so used to with sports, being able to take care of that, whether it's at work, figuring it out. But now I'm in a completely different atmosphere of writing a book, something I'd never done. And so I would just pray to God, and like literally after having that prayer with him, every time I would go in that room, like it just kept pouring out, pouring out, pouring out. And then it comes to the point where now I have this book out, and it's talking about the different testimonies in my life, things that I've witnessed either directly or indirectly, and just kind of sharing my ways of getting through those different moments in my life, and just kind of tying it back to the reader so that they can take something from it and implement it in their life.
Right. That's good, man. That is so good. So, little brother, so how important is it for us to listen to what God has told us? You know what I'm saying? Like, say, for instance,
Yes.
you didn't do anything. How important is that?
Man, that's crazy that you say that, because a lot of people have been asking me about that same thing. And I say this, and I actually talked about in the book. Sometimes our story is needed for that person that needs to hear it
Man.
life. Like I was talking to this one young lady, and she was talking about writing a book and something where she's been through. And I said, well, it might be another young woman out there that needs to hear your story to get past her point in her life right now. So if we're not obedient to say, you know what, God told me to do this, it might seem strange, it might seem something that we can't do, but that's normally how God comes to us. He comes to us with stuff that that you can't do it. So when you
Come
get done with
on.
you give all the glory to God. That's where it comes to. So yeah, man. So it's definitely important, because I honestly think that one of the biggest things that I've always stand on is that with obedience comes success, because we're doing things that God wants us to do, and everything else will line up, and that's what I stand on. So for
Man,
sure.
that's so good. That's so good. It's not that we're seeking it, but we're kingdom citizens. So not that we deserve, but that's what we get. You know what
Correct.
I'm saying? Come
Correct.
on now.
Correct.
That's so good. That is so good. So I want to ask you, so you're a father, and you're a husband. And then I'm thinking, I believe you're in corporate America. So how hard
Yeah.
was it easy to like transition to get into that, like get in that space, being all those different hats?
Man, honestly, and that was like one of the things where the devil was trying to come into play, because we had recently just moved. And then my wife was like, "Oh, I'm pregnant." So it was like, "Oh, wow." So we moved into a new city. My wife says she's pregnant. I got a new job, and it was like everything going on at once. But that's why I love my wife, because that's my partner. That's my ride or die.
Come on.
She put me in a position where she knew that God was calling me to do this, and she said, I'm here to support you. And we worked together around each other's schedule. And we got to the point where I would say, okay, you know what? Like, babe, God calling me to do this. Every Saturday, for me to be organized, I'll say every Saturday I'm gonna sit down for an hour and write. And I never put a timeline on how long it was gonna take me to write the book, because at the end of the day, it's God. So He'll tell me when He's done with it. And so I just literally picked time out every Saturday to write the book. And then it finally came together, and that put a piece over me, because my wife fully supported me. But then we worked together as a team to make sure with a newborn, a newborn, that, hey, I'm helping her, she's helping me, but then we're working as a unit. And that's what marriage is about. So definitely big shout outs to my wife, because she
Yeah.
held me down.
Shout out to her. Yes, that is so awesome, man. So awesome. So awesome. So you are a published author. How does it feel to like be a published author? You said this was not your dream. You was not trying to
Yeah.
even go there. Like, how does that feel?
Man, it's indescribable, really, because I still have moments where I'm like up, like going to sleep, and I'm still up, and I'm like laying in the bed, and I'm like, wow, like I'm really an author, and I think about that, and I'm like thinking about, because we have a daughter, and I think about the impact that's gonna have on her, like, when she gets of age to be able to read the book, maybe that might encourage her to write her own book, that maybe that might inspire her first cousins, maybe even her children. That's a legacy now that's built, that forever, even when I'm gone, people will be able to look up and see, okay, Kourtney Goff, he wrote a book. And I think out of all the things that I've experienced in my life, like I thought before, like playing Division 1 was like the like life for me. I was like, okay, I played on ESPN and meeting all these different people that play in the league, and I'm like, okay, like, man, that's the pinnacle. But then now, like, this is like the biggest accomplishment on my list by far, because I know for a fact that these are not my abilities. This is God using me just as a resource to get His information out there, and to know that I like literally the book has been out for like probably a month now, but to see all the reviews, to the text messages, the calls, people saying, hey, like, you know, Kourtney, like, man, this book really touched me. You know, this is when you were talking about this in this chapter, this really moved me in my life. And to hear that, that's everything. That's everything to me, because that allows me to tell them, like, hey, man, that's God. Like, that allows me to insert God right in there to
That's
give him
good.
that. So,
Man,
yeah,
man. That's really good. That's really good, because all the praise really does go to God. Seriously, it really does. So answer me. Let me know. So we have the book. Do you? Okay, it's called Little Brother. It's called Little Brother. So I know that
yeah,
you are the little brother, right? Obviously.
correct.
Tell us how, because I listened to the podcast earlier. So can you just give us a little? I know you said one of your brothers had a sickness, right? So you looked at him for one reason, and then you looked at your other brother for another reason. So tell us about that a little bit.
Yes. So I have two older brothers. One brother that's 2 years older than me, and I have another brother that's 7 years older than me. And it's funny because I've learned different things from both of them. Because my oldest brother has cerebral palsy, I learned from him because he has just a joyous spirit. Like, he's always happy, smiling. And I learned from him early on. Like, I can't recall the day when it was or how old I was, but I remember I had a bad day and I came in the house and he was just so happy. And it made me think, like, okay, like, I'm not being grateful. I need to be better at being more grateful, because you know, he can't do the things. He can't go get his education. He can't live on his own. You know, he can't, you know, play things that we do on a day-to-day basis that we just take for granted. Those are things that he can't do, but yet he still has a smile on his face. So I learned that from him, and just being grateful, having that spirit of gratitude. From my middle brother, he was essentially our big brother, you know, because he took care of us, you know, like he was the big brother when our parents were gone. Like, he was like, okay, he the person you got to go through when nobody's there. Like, hey, can I turn on the stove and make some pizza? Like, he was that person. So he essentially was the big brother. But I learned so much from him, because with him being 2 years older than me, we're like best friends. But yet he's still my big brother, and I respect him. That if he tells me something like, hey, yo, KG, you know you wrong for that. Hey, or I went through this situation and this is what I learned from it. Let me tell you this. And he would always take the time to give me those nuggets in that very moment. And sometimes I would like get a call from him and I'll be in college, but he's telling me that to prepare me. So when I come to that opportunity in my life, that I'm like, oh, okay, like I can resort to what he learned from it, so I don't have to essentially endure whatever comes from it. You know, I can make the right decision, a sound decision at that point in time. So that's kind of how I came with the little brother concept of the book, writing from my perspective. But then also my parents are a huge influence of that as well, because with me being a younger brother, I was like basically like, okay, everything like everything that they learned, they're like, so if my brother did something and it came, it was like, you have known that because your brother did that. And it was like, so
See,
it was
okay.
like a double or down effect on me, which allowed me, yeah, to be even better. So man, I just thank my parents,
Oh no, I think it's
my
you breaking up a little bit. Oh no, I think it's froze. He gonna jump back
Can you
on
hear
here.
me now?
I can hear you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You saying you thank your parents?
Okay.
It's technology, y'all. Get with us. Get with us. It's technology. Hope y'all are enjoying this interview with Mr. Kourtney Goff, published author of Little Brother. Chopping it up with him. I appreciate him for getting on. We're gonna get through this.
Thank
Can
you.
you hear me?
Thank you.
No problem, no problem. So let me ask you, what are the takeaways? Why should someone
Yeah,
purchase
I can
Little
hear you
Brother?
now. Can you
I
hear
know
me?
we kind of talked about that, but what are going to be some takeaways that we should get from Little Brother, or that we'll get from Little Brother? Uh-oh, can you hear me?
To take from the book, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Bear with us, y'all. What's up,
The
everybody?
book is
Hope
just
y'all
to
enjoying it.
encourage. You know, be encouraged whatever season that God is.
Uh-oh, say that again now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Hey, everybody, you all are watching the
What about
conversation.
now?
Yes, thank you so much, Lakila. Yes, thank you so much. In the name of Jesus, the devil trying to stop this interview. He can't stop nothing. All right, y'all. So we are interviewing Mr. Kourtney
Yeah.
Goff, published author. He probably will jump off and then come right back on. We was almost about to wrap it up, but we want to definitely finish interviewing him and chopping it up with him. It was getting so good. You there?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yes, 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 yes. Can you hear me?
What about? I'm trying to make sure that you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yes, that's perfect. Ah, dang.
Yeah, you can hear me now?
I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why it's acting up. So I think I heard the last thing you said was about the takeaways. You were saying like what is the biggest thing to take away from the
Yep.
book?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so the big thing that I would say to take away from the book is just being encouraged and being motivated. I think a lot of people go through different seasons in their life, especially currently right now with you got COVID season currently, and there's a lot of different things going on day to day in everybody's and at the end of the day, we all have to be encouraged going through different moments. And so if we can go through the book, be patient, and then implement it in our lives, it'll help us in this current season, but then also future seasons that we go through. Not only just seasons of struggle, but seasons of triumph. Good things going on in your life. There's a lot of great knowledge in the book, and everything that I'm speaking to is speaking from my personal experience, but then also things I've experienced indirectly. And all things that people can utilize in their life to make sure that they're on the right path, and then also encourage them. I think that's the biggest thing that I want people to get is to be encouraged with the season that you're in, regardless of what it looks like, to have the faith that you're going to get through it.
Man, that's so good. That's so good. So where can they purchase the book at?
Yeah, we can go right on Amazon. You can purchase the book. And actually, great news: the for the people who love Kindle ebooks, they're going to be available on Sunday. The paper book right now on. Go ahead and make your purchase and check out the book. Also, in the future, I'm going to have the Audible book for you guys as well, and that'll probably be around August. But we're working on it. We're getting things done. But definitely, right, you can go online, go on Amazon, type in my name, Kourtney Goff, and you'll be able to purchase the book and have it in a couple of days and enjoy the read. And once you read it, reach out to me on my social media platforms and tell me your thoughts and leave your review on Amazon because you never know, your review can help somebody else purchase the book and that same exact experience that you got from it.
Man, that is so dope, y'all. And y'all can find him on our page because he's actually promoting the book on our page. He is now family, so y'all can definitely find him on our Instagram page at Mr. Eagle Vision 2020. Kourtney, so let me ask you this: or have you been bitten by the writing bug? Are you gonna do
Yes,
anything
sir.
else? Are you gonna write anything else? Can you hear me?
I didn't catch that last part.
Are you gonna write anything else?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I'm already in the works right now with doing a series of the book. So we already working on series 2 and 3, and now that I know the process of writing a book and how to get it published, definitely look out for series 2 and 3 coming out pretty soon. I've heard a lot of great reviews from it, and guys continue to pour into me with a lot of different content. And I'm just continuously writing every day as he gives me stuff. So definitely look forward to part 2 and part 3 for Little Brother Spiritual Motivation.
Wow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's some good stuff. So before we let you go, can you give a word of encouragement to the people? Whatever God is saying to you, can you do that in this moment?
Yes, yes, I can definitely do that. The words of encouragement that I would tell anybody is that um, the one thing that I would say is that at any point in time in your life, that you can go through anything. Anything can be on your mind. You can be in any season, but the most important thing is to have a relationship with God. If we have a relationship with God, everything else will be better. I know a lot of people can say that, and you can say, "Wow, but things are not improving in my life." But if you truly have a real relationship with God, you connect with Him every single day, pour into Him. He's gonna pour into you. And even if you're going through a storm, you'll still be in peace because of that relationship that you have with him. So if you don't have a relationship with him, I encourage you to start right now. Doesn't take anything for you to do that, to just tell him like, I need you in my life. And from that point, he'll pull you right to his side and take you anywhere you want to go in your life. And I'm a true walking testimony of that. God has always been there for me. So I say that encouragement to you guys. If you're listening, stay encouraged, stay motivated, and keep God in your life. And that's the most important relationship that you need to get anywhere that you want to go.
Man, that's the top advice ever, best advice ever, for real. If you want a friend, let your friend tell you that. Find Jesus, find God, for real. That's some good advice, man. That's dope. That's super dope. For real. For real, for real. But before I let you go,
Appreciate that, JR.
we have to give a shout out to Shay Mack.
Oh yeah, Shay Mack. Definitely shout out Shay Mack. That's my cousin. That's my first cousin. That's my
Wow.
first cousin. I love her to death, and I appreciate her very much for connecting me. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
She
yes,
she
yes.
uh she connect. She told me about you. Told me that you're a great guy, and then I felt that vibe automatically. It was all love between us. So definitely shout out to Big Cuz.
Yes, that's what's up. She doing some great things here. She doing some great things here. So y'all some
Yeah,
great people. That's
big
dope.
time.
That is that's super dope. Well, I thank you, Mr. Kourtney. Go appreciate it. We family, so let's stay connected. Appreciate you, brother.
Hey, appreciate you too, JR. Thank you for having me on, brother. God bless. Love is
Same
love.
to you. Peace. All right, y'all. That was newly published author of Little Brother, Mr. KG, Kourtney Goff. Man, make sure you all go ahead and check him out. If you need the information, just go over to my Instagram and you will see he is the highlighted author there. And you'll see. Just go follow him and purchase that book on Amazon. All right, y'all. Before we get off, I got to do it. Shout out again to our sponsor, Miss Tanya, the Dope Life Coach. Hashtag No Moms Left Behind. Also, Prophetess Shalonda Williams with her book, No, I'm Not Okay. Love y'all so much. I mean it. If you all want to connect, if you want to be a part of the show, just inbox me and I can send you the information on how to do it. God is doing a great, 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 great thing in this season. I want y'all to be a part. Why wouldn't you want to be a part of something great that God is doing? If you're an author, if you are a pastor that has a church, if you have a cleaning service, if you cook, whatever it is that you do and you want to get it promoted in this season, not this season. Well, I guess it is this season, but July. If you want to get it promoted for the month of July, we are doing free promotion. So make sure that you hit me up. We're also doing birthday shout out and prayer requests. So y'all hit me up. Let's do it. Also, if you're watching the show, show some love. You know what I'm saying? I thank you, Natalie, for tuning in and staying with us. I thank you, Charlita. I thank you, Var. I thank you, Tracy. I thank y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. I thank y'all for hanging with us tonight. Again, I am JR, your favorite Kingdom influencer. I love y'all so much. There's nothing you can do about it. If you want to be a guest, inbox me. If you have a product, inbox me. If you want to promote, inbox me. Let's get it done. Love y'all so much. Peace.